What is good, football world, and welcome to episode number 19 of the Weekly Gridiron. We're back in the studio this week. It's just the three of us. As always, we are your hosts, Adam,
Dante,
and
Luke.
And we got a special one for you guys today. That is right. Free agency is going on right now. We might wait a little bit so we could talk about just everything that happened maybe like next episode, but
We'll touch on some stuff.
yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can. Probably during what we're going to do, because what we have planned for you today is it's draft season, baby. It's our first mock episode, and we're going to do it as a team today. We've got our first mock coming to you guys. We're going to do 2 rounds just for fun, for the heck of it, test the waters of the prospects this year. I think it's a pretty cool class.
Yes, sir.
I like who we got this year, and as a Carolina fan, we do have the number 1 pick. I'm very happy about that. We made the big trade. DJ Moore, we'll miss you, but I think it was worth it.
Yep.
And how we're going to do it today is we're all going to take turns. So, for example, with Carolina number 1, I'm going to go first. And then I guess, Dante, are you going to go next, or is Luke going to go
I think
next?
Luke's going to go next.
Luke will go 2, and then we'll go Dante 3, and then I guess, me 4, Luke
Yep.
5, Dante 6. All right, we'll do that. And, we'll just keep going that order until we get through the 2 rounds. And don't forget, the first round this year only has 31 picks because Miami was stupid and decided to tamper with Tom Brady and lost their first-round pick. Don't tamper, boys and girls. Learn your lesson here. All right, shall we get started?
Yes, sir. Adam, you are on the clock.
All right, and I'm not going to waste any time. With the first overall pick, I have the Carolina Panthers selecting quarterback from The Ohio State University, C.J. Stroud. And if it's Bryce Young, I will be just as happy, but C.J. is the man I want us to take, the man I think we're going to take. And yeah, that's my pick. So, Luke, you're on the clock at number 2 with the Houston Texans. Who are you selecting to be the next Texan?
And with the number 2 pick, the Houston Texans are very happy that they did not have to trade up to 1 to get the player that they thought was the best player in the draft. So they're selecting their quarterback from Alabama, the short king himself, Bryce Young.
Clutch. There you go.
All right, okay, Dante, you are on the clock with pick number 3 with the Arizona Cardinals. Who are the Cardinals going to take?
With the 3rd pick, the team with the team that really needs a uniform update, in my opinion. The Arizona.
I agree with that.
The Arizona Cardinals are selecting their franchise defensive rookie, Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama.
All right, good pick. So that brings me back to the Indianapolis Colts, right, at number 4. So I think the Colts are going to go quarterback here. And it gives me the question, there's 2 other great guys available this year. Do I think they're going to go with the guy who's more pro-ready, could get in there right now? Or are they going to go with the guy who needs a little bit more time but could end up being better and trust the process with it? The Colts have had a track record of wanting things to happen right away. They've been insane the past few years, trading for veterans who are way past their prime, thinking they could give them different results, wanting answers right away. I don't think the Colts' track here is going to change. I think they're going to want an answer right away, and they're going to go with the QB who probably can give them an answer right away and start week 1, and that is Kentucky quarterback Will Levis.
Nice.
Penn State legend.
Penn State
legend indeed. So, Luke, number 5, the Seattle Seahawks. This is kind of where the draft starts. We really don't know what direction the Seahawks are going to go. Who do you have them taking?
Well, they just signed Geno Smith to a, correct me if I'm wrong, 3-year, $105 million deal.
I believe you are correct.
And I think that they're going to phase him out after a year or 2, which gives them room to grow, which gives them room to draft a project player here. And what better project player to replace their current franchise guy, Geno Smith, than the very controversial Anthony Richardson.
All right, he did it. Anthony Richardson, quarterback of Florida, I think could be a very good player. And it's a guy the Panthers are still kind of in love with, and a guy who I'm afraid maybe the Panthers will select number 1, which I will grow to love it if they do, but we'll see what Carolina ends up doing. So, Dante, this is going to bring you to number 6 with the Detroit Lions. And before we go to the number 6 pick, question for you guys. Are we allowing trades in this?
The only thing that would mess that up is, the rotation and, teams on on our board.
I would just say no.
No, that's fine. It kind of avoids confusion.
Yeah, we're going trade free.
All right, we're going trade free for this mock. Dante, number 6, Detroit Lions. Who do you have them selecting?
I have the Lions going Jalen Carter from Georgia at number 6. Correct me if I'm wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th SEC player in a row that we got coming off the board. 2 from Alabama, 1 from Kentucky, 1 from Florida, and now 1 from Georgia. So, yeah, Jalen Carter, dominant interior defensive lineman. Absolute beast and going to tear it up for the Lions. So, now we got the Raiders for Adam.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm just typing it along as we go so I, keep track and know who's already been drafted. So, Raiders, number 7. They were kind of a team I thought could take a quarterback in the draft, but after the signing of Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't really think that's going to happen anymore. I think they're going to, let Jimmy G cook and put the trust in him. And one thing that comes to mind immediately that I think the Raiders need is corner. I think they need that stud that can guard those wide receiver ones, get some interceptions, limit pass catches. And I think they're going to take the first corner of this draft. I have the Raiders taking, I believe he's from Oregon, who I believe is the best corner in this draft, Christian Gonzalez.
Solid. Good pick.
Luke, that leaves you at number 8 with the Atlanta Falcons.
I believe that the Falcons are going to want to beef up their offensive line, so they're going to take the first offensive lineman off the board with Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State.
All right, Ohio State player. Good player for the Falcons to pick up. Of course, coming to my division. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but good for Paris. Dante, the Bears traded all the way down 8 spots to number 9, but got a haul from the Panthers, which included wide receiver DJ Moore, number 61, a 2024 first, a 2025 second, and this 9th overall pick that they're about to use to select their next player. Dante, who will the Bears take?
No, I know the Bears just acquired DJ Moore from the Panthers for that number 1 overall pick. But outside of that, I mean, they do have Darnell Mooney, but I have them going with a star rookie wide receiver. Used to play with Justin Fields, I do believe. Get me Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Wow.
To the Chicago Bears.
JSN going number 9.
Yes, sir.
I like that pick. Okay, so that brings me to... Who is number 10? Philly?
Philly has the 10th, yes.
All right. So the first corner already off the board in Paris Johnson Jr. In Christian Gonzalez. Apologies about that. Philly could go a number of routes here. They could go running back. It would be a real surprise, though, especially after they signed Rashad Penny. They could go corner after they lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson to the Detroit Lions. They do still have Darius Slay and James Bradbury, so I'm not sure it's a huge need, but they could still go corner. They could go offensive line. I mean, Jason Kelsey's going to retire pretty soon probably. He is coming back for, I believe, a 14th season, but who knows how much longer he has in the league. I'm actually going to take an offensive lineman for the Eagles. I was thinking about corner, but then I realized they do have both Slay and Bradbury still there. So I think they'll be fine with another year with those two. I'm going to take who I believe is the second best offensive lineman in this draft. I'm going to go with Peter Skoronski from Northwestern to the Eagles, number 10.
It's a good pick. Their O-line's going to be beefed up.
Oh, for sure. So Luke at number 11 is the Tennessee Titans. They can go a number of ways here.
In my mock, I actually had them getting Peter Skoronski, so I'll go with my next offensive tackle off the board, which is Broderick Jones from Georgia.
Nice.
That's one of the ones I was thinking could possibly be a Titan. Maybe they'd go corner as well, wide receiver, but I think offensive line is pretty good for Tennessee, especially since they just lost Taylor Lewan, who is still a free agent. I wonder where he's going to sign. I know, Dante, you have said to me that you want him on the Steelers. If he could stay healthy, I think he'd be a fantastic addition
Who's
to
that?
Pittsburgh. Taylor Lewan.
Taylor Lewan, yes.
Yeah.
I would like that.
So, Dante, speaking of you, number 12, the Texans, once again on the board. This is the pick they have from Cleveland, one of 3 first-round picks they acquired in that mega Deshaun Watson deal, where Deshaun got that fully guaranteed contract from the Cleveland Browns. Dante, who do you have not the Lions? Apologies. Texans taking number 12.
I'm going to give them Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech edge defender. You know, they're pretty defensive guys are really, but outside of forgive me, who's the corner they drafted last year? What's his name? From LSU.
Sauce Gardner.
No,
Derek Stingley. Sorry,
Derek Stingley. Yes. And outside of Derek Stingley, yeah, right. Outside of Derek Stingley, they were pretty scarce on the defensive talent. And I think Tyree Wilson will give a good boost of talent to their front seven. So Tyree Wilson, edge defender, Texas Tech.
All right, so that leaves me with number 13, the Jets. So the Jets could go a number of ways here. I'm thinking maybe another offensive tackle for them. I got to kind of see who's still on the board here. Or maybe they go defense, actually. I think they do need some help on the defense. And looking at the prospects here, I think I know who I'm going to have the Jets take. And that is an edge rusher. In my original mock, I had them taking one from Georgia, but I'm actually going to go one from Clemson this time, who is still on the board. I'm going to have the Jets taking Miles Murphy here at number 13. I think, like I said, they need some help on that defense other than Sauce Gardner and Jalen Johnson. Or is that his name? Jalen Johnson?
Jermaine Johnson.
Jermaine Johnson. Jalen Johnson's an NBA player. I'm all over the place today. But yeah, the Jets need some help on that defense, and I think Miles Murphy is going to be a big help for them. So JPJ has not been taken, Luke. So speaking of JPJ and Luke, your team, the Patriots, are now on the clock. So who do you have your boys taking?
As if I didn't just give it away.
There you go.
Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State.
Clutch. Good pick.
All right. The Patriots probably do need another corner to complement Jonathan Jones, who you just signed. Now, do you guys still have Jack Jones? Mm-hmm. You do. Okay. So that would be a nice trio of secondary members that you guys have. Jack Jones is a corner too, right?
He's kind of an all over the field guy.
Oh, okay. Well, close enough. But great pick for the Patriots. Dante, you are up with the Packers at 15.
After losing Alan Lazard and having a pretty poor, wide receiver core, I'm going to go Quentin Johnson, wide receiver from TCU for the Packers.
All right, Quentin Johnston. Let me type that in real quick. All right, that leaves me with Washington. If it's okay for this one, we're going to change up the order a little bit so Dante could pick the Steelers selection. So, Luke, we're going to give you 18, which is who is 18? Detroit, right, Dante?
Yep, 18 is Detroit.
Luke, if it's okay, we'll give you Detroit's second pick at 18. Is that good with you, buddy?
Sure.
And Dante will have you pick next with the Steelers. So, cool. Washington, number 16, a team I think could really use help at corner. I'm going to have them taking the third corner of this draft. Kind of a guy who I said will be cool to go to the Steelers because they already have someone with that last name, but I'm going to have the Commanders taking him, and that is Devon Witherspoon.
Nice.
So, Dante, you are up with the Steelers' 17th overall pick. Who do you have your boys in black and gold selecting?
We're going to go Anton Harrison, tackle from Oklahoma. We do need help at tackle. He'll replace Dan Moore because Dan Moore is absolutely atrocious. So we'll go Anton Harrison.
I like that pick. So, Luke, Detroit has pick 18. They have already made one selection, Jalen Carter on that defense. Who do you have the Lions taking here?
Actually, I'm going to do something a little bit unprecedented. I would like to trade my rights to this Detroit pick. Who else wants to make this Detroit pick? I want to make the Buccaneers pick at number 19.
I'll take the Detroit pick.
Go ahead.
If you want.
That puts it back in order then.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We'll do that. So I am taking over Detroit at number 18. And I'm gonna
because I also didn't know, and I have a controversial next pick.
I'm gonna give them a guy that I always give them in these mocks because I think he could just complement them well, and that is I think his name is Brian Bresee. Bresee.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it, Dante?
Defensive interior from Clemson.
Giving them him. Bresee, correct?
Yep.
I'm typing it down. Yeah. All right, Luke, you're up with Tampa at 19.
All right, I have quite the interesting pick from Tampa at number 19 here. They just released somebody from this position. There's your hint. And the other person I know from this position from this team, I believe he's visiting other teams. So I'm going to have them filling a need, although I feel like it's probably not the first thing they should be addressing. And I know some of my friends would agree. But I'm going to have them reaching a little bit. I'm going to have them taking the star running back from Texas, Bijan Robinson.
Ooh, that's a nice pick for Tampa Bay.
Nice.
I like that a lot. I've heard Tampa Bay could be in the running for Zeke, possibly. Ezekiel Elliott. But I think Bijan Robinson might be a better idea for them. Give them a younger guy to kind of carry the rock behind that quarterback. So who's at number 20, Dante? You're up with them.
I'm going Kalijah Cansey, defensive interior from Pittsburgh. You know, they do need some defensive line help, and I think Cansey will definitely help them out in that regard.
All right. So that leaves me with number 21, right, who is the Chargers.
Yep.
Okay. So, L.A. at number 21. I've heard possibly this team needs a wide receiver, and I think possibly there's rumors that they could lose one of Mike Williams or Keenan Allen after next season, and I think they're going to get the guy that is going to fill that spot for them. In my opinion, I'm shocked he has fallen this far, but I think it would be a great pickup for the Chargers. He is already going to college, or he went to college this year in Southern California, so he's not too far from L.A., SoFi Stadium. I'm going to pick this man to stay in California to the Chargers, Jordan Addison.
I was going to send Addison to the Ravens.
All right, well, I just made life
That's a good
little
pick, though.
harder for Luke with Baltimore. So,
No, you actually didn't. I'm going to... as things fall in line, I originally had Brian Breesy going to the Ravens, but I'm going to have them jumping down a little bit, and they're going to pick Zay Flowers, wide receiver from Boston College.
I think that's a big need for Baltimore. They need somebody for, especially if Lamar is going to come back, they need somebody for Lamar to throw the ball to.
True.
So I think that's a great pick for Baltimore. Dante, you're up at number 23. Who is pick 23?
The Vikings.
All right.
No, I'm
Who do you
going.
have Minnesota taking?
Going Deontay Banks, cornerback from Maryland.
All right.
They do need a corner pretty bad after losing Patrick Peterson. And I think Deontay Banks could be a good addition for him.
Okay. All right. So I'm up at Jacksonville, I believe, has 24.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Who's the guy I had them getting last draft? Well, we have NFL news. Isaiah McKenzie is signing with the Indianapolis Colts, former Bills wide receiver. Who's the guy I had the Jags drafting in my last mock? Let's see. Yes, I'm going to go with him. Linebacker out of Clemson, Trenton Simpson, to the Jaguars.
Okay.
So, New York Giants have picked 25.
I'm going to have them taking wide receiver Josh Downs from UNC.
It's a good pick.
Good pick.
Dante picked 26.
This one's a little tough because I was going to go Bijan Robinson for the Cowboys.
Even with them already having Tony Pollard, that's interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I agree.
I think this guy could be. No, I'm not going to go him actually. Forgive me. I'm going to go Luke Van Ness, edge defender from Iowa, to the Cowboys to complement Micah Parsons. That could be a good duo there.
I think that would be a good pick. All right, so who is pick 27 here? Is that Buffalo?
It is Buffalo, yes.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure they need a running back now because they just signed Damian Harris. Luke was not very happy about that.
I figured as much.
Sorry,
I was
buddy.
very upset.
The Bills, they actually, I heard, needed a lot of help on their O-line. Their O-line was not good at protecting Josh Allen last year. So I'm going to get a guy I've called a freak of an O-lineman. And Luke's not going to like this pick because he is huge. He's athletic. In my opinion, he's one of the best O-linemen in the draft. From Ohio State, DeJuan Jones, number 27 to Buffalo.
Okay.
So now 28. Who is 28?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Who are you going to have the Bengals taking, Luke?
I'm going to have them taking linebacker from Clemson, Trenton Simpson.
I actually...
Did you already
sorry,
take him?
yeah, I have Jacksonville taking him.
I wasn't paying attention
I
for a
apologize.
second.
Here, you can kind of look at my board. I have all the order here.
All right, I'm going to have them going corner from Georgia, Keely Ringo.
Keely Ringo is still available, and that's a very good pick. So, yeah, there you go, Luke. Good pick. Sorry that Simpson wasn't available. You're good. Here, if you want to look at my computer right here, I have the... yeah, sorry if my water bottle's in the way. I'll move it. I have the order right up here, so you can see it. So, Dante, you're up next.
This one's a little tough because
Who's on the board here?
the Saints and team needs are looking like interior defensive guy and corner, and we've ran through a bunch of those already. I might go best player available, or maybe not actually. I'm gonna go for the Saints. I'm gonna go Dalton Kincaid, tight end from Utah.
Okay.
They do indeed need a tight end.
Yes.
So pick 30, I believe, is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep. No, that's the Eagles.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Philadelphia. Kansas City is 31.
Yeah, because Kansas City did in fact win the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did. All right, so Philly on the board here for the second time. Let's see. Philly. I have them taking. Who did I have them originally getting? Peter Skoronski. This is where I could kind of have them maybe getting a corner if they think they're going to lose Bradbury or Slay, because they are getting up. Slay's getting up there in age. And I'm going to go with one who hasn't been taken yet, and that is Cam Smith from South Carolina to the Eagles.
Good pick.
Now, Kansas City. Luke, the defending champions. They could pretty much go best player available anywhere. So, who do you have them selecting?
This is the point of the draft where I pretty much don't know the team's needs, and I really don't know how to mock these guys. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's fair.
I'm thinking about the needs for the Chiefs. I'm going to go Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver from Tennessee.
Wow, that's a good pick. Tennessee did just lose... not Tennessee. I'm sorry, guys. I'm all over the place today. Kansas City did just lose Juju to your boys, the New England Patriots. So they could use another wide receiver. And this actually works out perfectly because Dante is up next, and the Steelers have picked 32.
Yes, sir.
Who do you have the Steelers taking at 32, Dante?
I'm in a little debate between two guys right now.
Okay.
I think I have my eye on this guy for a long time. I really like him. We do need a linebacker, Big Ten guy, Jack Campbell out of Iowa. Love this guy.
Jack Campbell.
Yeah, Jack Campbell out of Iowa. Hard-nosed football guy. You know, going to bring some personality to our defense.
All right. Who's at 33?
That is the Texans.
All right. Houston again. So far in this draft, they have taken Bryce Young, quarterback, and Tyree Wilson, edge rusher or defender. So I think Houston really needs a wide receiver. Who's still left? We got a good amount of options here. Let's see. Wide receiver. I'm going to have the Texans take. We'll go with a guy I know who could be a pretty good player, and that is Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State.
That's solid.
34, which is what team, Dante?
That is the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona. And Arizona just took Will Anderson with pick 3, Luke.
I'm going to have them going Nolan Smith, edge from Georgia.
That's a good pick. So they're
I had him going soon also.
beefing up that defense there. So 35, Dante.
I'm going to go with Osiris Torrance, guard from Florida,
For which team is this?
to the Colts.
Okay. Yeah, I'm shocked Osiris fell this far. That's just kind of how you do it sometimes, though.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 36. I'm actually just going to start a fake mock on here so I could just see who has what pick. It's 36, the LA Rams. Okay. These guys did not have a first-round pick. I don't know the next time they're going to have a first-round pick. And the Rams could use help in a bunch of different places. In fact, one specific spot I'm thinking is corner. They just lost Jalen Ramsey. So looking at corner still available. Has this guy been taken yet?
Who's that?
I'm looking at the list here. No, he is not. So I'm going to have the Rams taking their Jalen Ramsey replacement, Clark Phillips III from Utah.
Solid. That's a good pick.
All right. So, Luke, you are up next. The Seahawks have picked 37.
Yep, I'm going to have them beefing up their offensive line with Cody Mauch. Mauch. I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah, Cody Mauch. There you go.
From North Dakota State.
That's solid.
All right. Dante picked 38. The Las Vegas Raiders.
This is a tough one. I'm really not too sure right now. I'm gonna go Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback out of Mississippi State, because they do need help at corner. However, I believe we already gave him a corner early on in the draft.
Do you want to give him another one? You can give him another one. Or are you not going Forbes?
Yeah, let's give him Forbes. Why not?
All right. Okay.
Probably not a good pick, but oh well.
That's okay. That's okay. Who cares? I mean, it's just for fun here. So, all right, and that fits out perfectly because Carolina has picked 39, and we probably need another wide receiver from the moment. We could get DJ Chark, or wait a minute, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. We don't need a running back because we just got Miles Sanders. Sorry, you're good. Go ahead, buddy. Tight end, we got Hayden Hurst. Offensive line, defense. Let's see here. Any good edge rushers available? You know what? I'm going to have Carolina taking another edge rusher to complement Brian Burns, and it's a guy who has not been taken yet. I'm going to have the Panthers taking Isaiah Folksy from Notre Dame at 39. So that will be my pick for the Panthers. So, Luke, you have 40 goes to the Saints.
All right, actually, in my original mock draft, I had them going tight end here, but since they took one in the first draft for our mock draft, first round, I'm going to be having them going Drew Sanders, linebacker from Arkansas.
Is that how
Good
do you
pick.
spell his name?
Drew Sanders.
D-R-E-U?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Sometimes it's spelled D-R-U. You know.
It's okay.
I don't have the names up here, so I got to make sure I'm typing it down correctly. Tennessee, 41, Dante.
I'm going to go Nathaniel Dell, wide receiver from Houston.
Okay, all right. A wide receiver for Tennessee. They probably do need one of those. So, Nathaniel Dell. All right. So, 42, the Cleveland Browns, finally on the board here. Their first pick. And they're a team who might need another wide receiver as well. I mean, they don't really have that good of an offense outside of Nick Chubb.
Very true.
Sean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just tell them the truth.
Nah, I love it.
I'm going to have them taking... I don't know if he's been taken yet. I want to look. He is not. Marvin Mims, wide receiver, Oklahoma. So 43 belongs to the Jets, Luke. So good chance for you to get someone for your division rival here. We already have had the Jets at their 13th pick take Miles Murphy, an edge rusher. So
I'm going to have them taking Darnell Washington, tight end from Georgia.
all right. Good selection.
Oh, we have a tight end, do they?
They have Uzama and what's his name? Conklin, but both are not really that great. So they could use somebody.
That's tight end heavy drafts.
Yeah, Atlanta at 44, Dante.
I'm going to go with Will McDonald, the fourth, out of Iowa State.
4th. Interesting. 45, Green Bay. Let's see. We have already had them taking what? Wide receiver. I think Green Bay needs a tight end to replace, what's his name? Who just left?
Robert Tonyan.
Yes, him. And I can't believe this guy hasn't been taken yet. I'm going to have them going Luke Musgrave out of Oregon.
Joe Musgrove out of Oregon.
Pirates legend.
Pirates legend, Joe Musgrove.
And this is perfect. We come up on the 46th.
This is working out well for us.
Excuse me, New England, 46th pick. And I'm going to have us, as I have a couple other teams so far in my picks, beefing up our O-line with Jalen Duncan from Maryland.
How do you spell his name? Bless you.
Jaelyn.
Oh, okay.
And on to Dante with Washington, 47.
Okay, for Washington, they do need some O-line help. They do need a linebacker. This guy, I'm surprised this guy has not gone off the board yet. I'm going Daiyan Henley. Daiyn Henley. Daiyan Henley from Washington State. I saw the Steelers could be going with him at 32, along with Jack Campbell, and along with what is his name? Dorian Williams from Tulane. All three of those guys are pretty solid. So yeah, Dorian Henley.
Okay.
To Washington.
48. We're back to Detroit, who I believe is making their 3rd selection. They have taken 6 and 18 so far. Detroit. Okay, this is my moment to kind of take the spotlight. I don't know if our good friend Josh Knapp is going to be a fan of this pick, but I'm going to have the 5th QB of the draft being taken here at 48. I'm going to have the Lions taking Hendon Hooker from Tennessee.
Wow.
I do not have him in the first 2 rounds.
That's fair. Luke, we're going to have you take pick 50 because the Steelers have 49. That's all right. So, Luke, we'll have you take Tampa at 50. Dante, go ahead with the Steelers.
This guy, I've been really hoping he wasn't going to go. I'm going safety from Alabama to complement Minka Fitzpatrick. Brian Branch. I was really hoping you guys weren't going to take him, and I'm really happy we got him.
And he's available, so there you go. All right, Luke, Tampa Bay at 50.
Yeah, Tampa Bay at 50. I'm going to go edge from USC. I'm going to butcher this. Tuli Tuipulotu.
I know exactly who you're taking. In fact, let me just look up his name here so I could type it correctly.
Oh, Tuli Tuipulotu. Oh, yeah. I did not know who that guy is.
Say whatever you say.
All right, 51. Who's 51? Miami. Okay, so finally, yes, they didn't tamper in the 2nd round. They're on the clock. They've got a pick. And what does Miami really need help at? Tight end. They need a tight end. Let's see. Who's still available? I'm going to go, wait, has this guy been taken yet? I'm kind of shocked. No way he's still available. Really? Yeah, Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. Still available here.
I was wondering whenever he was going to go.
Going to have Miami take him with 51 to be their next tight end. So we're going to go back to Luke here so the order can go back normal. Is that all right, Dante?
Yep, of course.
All right, Luke, Seattle at 52.
Oh, boy, why do I do this to myself? I'm going to butcher this as well.
Is it Felix? Is that who it is?
No.
No.
Edge from Northwestern.
Oh, my God, good luck. Adetomiwa.
Adebawore.
Adebawore. Okay.
Adetomiwa
Adebawore. Bars.
Edge from Northwestern.
Future NFL MVP.
Adetomiwa Adebawore.
That's a dude.
That's a mouthful.
Kind of a sick dude. Why are these?
That is kind of sick.
Dude, we still have Felix and Duke Uzama.
I have
some interesting names in this
and
draft.
Henry Tuotuo from Alabama.
BJ Ojulari, dude.
Chicago is next. They took a receiver last time. I think they need some help on that defense. So let me see who is still available for Chicago to take. What if Chicago take Mazzie Smith from Michigan?
Wait, wasn't I on the board?
Oh, yeah, you were. I'm sorry. How about you go now?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, take Mazzie Smith's good.
Okay.
Yeah, go for that. Chargers. We'll go with... This is tough. I'll go with Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback from Miami, to the Chargers.
All right.
And I'll go then to Detroit. And why don't I just do this to myself? To pair with, what's his face?
From Seattle.
To pair with Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Across the line. Another edge. Let's just take from Kansas State, Felix Enudike Uzama.
Felix, yeah, let's go.
Any relation to CJ Uzama, possibly?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Jacksonville, 56. Dante, you want to just take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
We'll have you kind of start it around again.
I'll go Steve Avila, guard from TCU.
Okay. Steve Avila, a normal name.
Right?
Thank you. All right, 57 belongs to the New York Giants. Last pick, they took a wide receiver, Josh Downs. This time, I don't know what I'm going to have them take. Maybe another offensive lineman here. Let's see. Has John Michael Schmitz been taken yet?
I don't believe so.
All right, we're going to have the Giants getting him.
From Minnesota.
Yep.
We were coming down to the wire here.
58.
We have 6 picks left. Luke, you are up.
Dallas.
Dallas. I'm going to go linebacker from Iowa, Jack Campbell.
I
Already took him.
Taken.
He is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Okay, see how much I was
taking
paying.
30 seconds. I love how you said that.
Jack Campbell, you're a Pittsburgh Steeler.
I'm going to go from Brigham Young University, the home of the Mormons, offensive tackle Blake Freeland.
I was thinking of
BYU.
getting him to New York, so it was just the pick after. So, all right, 59, Buffalo. Dante, we'll have you take Buffalo's pick.
Okay, we'll go Luke Weipler from Ohio State.
Hey, there you
I'm
go.
going to Buffalo?
Going to Buffalo.
Oh, man.
He's like, oh, shit.
So, another Ohio Stater. They also took DeJuan Jones, I believe, in this draft. And yes, they did. So, number 60, I will take here Cincinnati. Let's see what Cincinnati's taken so far. They had one pick, and they took Keely Ringo, corner.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Cincinnati kind of needs a replacement for Hayden Hurst. We'll have him going Sam Laporta from Iowa.
Sam Laporta. Played in Iowa.
Keep in mind it's the second round. We just do not know. But beyond this, we are trying our best. 61, Chicago Bears. Luke?
Julius Brents, cornerback from Kansas State.
All right. Dante, we'll have you go for Philly, 62.
Staying in the state, it says the Eagles, I don't know if I fully agree with this, but it says they need a wide receiver.
I think I know who you're going to take.
Give me Parker Washington, wide receiver out of Penn State to the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. And I have the last pick, 63, with Philadelphia. Or not Philadelphia, Kansas City. Their last pick was wide receiver Jalen Hyatt. I'm just going to give them an offensive lineman to just beef up that O-line. We'll give them an offensive tackle. We'll finish with... which name do I want to go with? There's a lot of funny ones here. We'll go with Loich Ngasum Nia from Wake Forest.
Okay.
How do you spell his first name?
LOICNGASSAM is the second word, and the third word NYA.
Man, he's not even on my board. Look at this.
There he is.
Where?
The first guy on the list.
Okay.
That's the pick for Kansas City. All right, boys. Do we want to just call it here or do anything else?
Well, let's call it here. Why not?
All right. Yeah, short little episode today. Well, I guess 40 minutes isn't exactly short, but good amount of time for people to listen to. So that's going to do it for WG episode 19. We are your hosts, Adam,
Dante,
and
Luke.
We'll see you next time.
Damian Harris, you are dead to me.
Jack Campbell, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bill Sanders, I was saying, thank you for choosing Carolina. It's going to be a great 4 years, my friend.
DeAndre Hopkins, Patriot.
Thank you.
Patrick Peterson, Steeler, legend.
Adam Thielen is a Panther as well.
Thank you, and good night.